Hello, this is Brenda Adams, and this is my final project for the course. As I reflect on um, these assignments, I think you'll find that I reflect on them differently because I think I learned from them all differently. But I definitely learned something great from every one of the assignments, and I've really enjoyed the class this year. So, for the comparison of discipline plans, I was able to see a common theme of how you treat your students impacts their behavior. What's important is that their dignity is preserved. They feel important. They feel like they can succeed. And in my classroom next year, an immediate goal is to focus on encouraging students by teaching them number one how to be successful, and then number two assessing them to make sure that they understand how to do it. The Lamov summaries help me reflect on again some of the strategies that I'm using in my classroom or seeing in my school. Proximity control again stands out to me. I feel like it's something I really need to bring to my classroom. I already walk around the room a lot and circulate amongst my students, but I still tend to call them out on their behavior out loud. So, in the coming school year, a major goal that I have, just to start off the year immediately again, is to use close private communication with my students when correcting a discipline issue. In revising the classroom management plan, um, I was able to see and demonstrate my growth in my understanding of positive classroom management and also preserving student dignity. What stood out to me the most here is how I changed my consequences. I changed them to where they're all classroom based. I'm trying to take care of all of that behavior in my classroom when possible. I know that won't always be possible. Parents and administration will sometimes have to be involved, but my goal is to lessen that and do what I can in my classroom so that I maintain the authority there. And also, they're no longer in sequential order. I didn't really like them that way, anyways, and this has just kind of validated that for me. Through the discussions, I gained a lot of valuable strategies for positive behavior. I had a tough time accepting this no punishment view of a lot of these strategies, but in accepting it, or at least by thinking about it, I began to understand the value of a student as a person, not just a rule follower or just a student. They're a person. I thought of myself a lot in the student shoes, especially in some situations that happened this year. So, for the discussions, rather than a specific strategy that stood out to me, I learned to kind of see the student as a human, put myself in their shoes, and realize, hey, maybe this no punishment thing could work. By reflecting on my reading, using the grading rubric guidelines for excellent work, I was able to consider my past work, my experiences, compare them with my beliefs. I was also able to develop plans for implementing some of these strategies into my own classroom. So, again, one that stands out to me is making sure my students always have a way to communicate with me. In the coming school year, I'm going to have a digital form for them to fill out to contact me. So if something's ever really, really important, they know they can message me through a digital message or something like that. If I'm working with a small group, they can hop on the iPad or the computer and message me, and I can get back to them as soon as possible. In the discipline with dignity summaries, they allow me to reflect on the way I manage my behavior in my classroom as well as my students. If I, to be 100% honest with myself, there's a whole lot that I can change when it comes to this. But I'm excited about that. I'm excited to go out and try these strategies in my classroom. In particular, the walk away strategy, especially as fifth graders, they start to kind of get a little bit of attitude, and I have to learn to walk away and not engage in that behavior. While watching the video clips, Dr. Mindler had amazing ideas and did a fantastic job showing them. Again, proximity control stands out to me the most because being amongst my students can eliminate some behavior problems. Being amongst my students makes private correction easier, which is one of my goals. And also, being amongst my students let them know that I'm engaged with them as well. So, thank you for a great class, and I learned a lot.